Hello everyone, it's Cameron and welcome to another video. Today we're going to finally do my vinyl update 49. Now, we'd just like to apologise for the long wait on this vinyl update, but yeah, life's got in the way. I've been very busy with my volunteering at the radio station, and of course I did a radio course in Govan in Glasgow just recently, which yeah, took up a bit of time, but now we're going to do the final update at long last before the year is out. This is all going to be my finds from like June till September. But there will be a vinyl update for the finds from September up to the last few weeks before the end of the year. So I'll definitely get those two in at some time. But I'm going to go over all my purchases of June to September, all my CDs, DVDs, and singles, and I've got a few CD box sets I'm going to show as well during the video. So we'll start with the CDs. Now I bought this in a charity shop, my local charity shop in Ardrossan. This Cliff Richard 75 at 75. Now this is from a 2015 compilation of celebrating his 75th birthday, I think. Or yeah, I think it's his 75th birthday CD. All his tracks from his long career. Now I already have a Cliff Richard double LCD greatest hits, but this is a bit more. This has a lot more of the stuff that I have on the 40 Golden Greats LP and the Private Collection LP. So this is probably a good collection of Cliff's music, and it even goes right up to that point, to the present day. So from Move It up to a song called Golden, which I might have been Nooks' compilation, I'm not too sure, but it was cheap and I thought, yeah, I'll get it. You know, Cliff, I quite like his music, but for me, Greatest Hits does me and Cliff Richard perfectly. And these two I bought online on Amazon. Been kind of, you know, getting in a phase of collecting the deluxe editions and bonus deluxe versions of all the CDs I have the regular editions of, and I'm slowly beginning to work on that. That's one of my projects I've been hoping to do, that I've been doing a bit recently. So I've got John Lennon Imagine, the Ultimate Collection, I think these are called, sort of, but they're the remixes of John's solo album. So I've got Imagine here with the original album and some of the single tracks and some alternate takes and mixes, which is very cool. Oh. Yeah, that's quite nice. This came out in 2019. Bit late to this one, but hey ho. I don't know why I didn't get this one at the time. I kind of felt I'd already had the album, but now I kind of wanted to get the deluxe edition, so I have here. So yeah, really probably my favourite John solo album, Imagine, I would say. Of course, Monday will be 40 years since he was murdered, so yeah. And then the other John Lennon one I got is the most, well, not recent-ish, because we've had the Pirates of the People CD, Mind Games from the last year. And again, much like Imagine, this has bonus track with outtakes, which is very cool that they included that. Basically, this is what we get with it. This is a little fold-out thing with the picture sleeve and the back cover of the album, because I've got the album on vinyl as well up there. Citizen of Natopia, which was a country that John and Yoko, I think, probably came up with, I'm not sure. Of course you get the main kind of booklet as well, with all sorts of information, and the CDs are in here. Quite an odd design, the discs, but that's a picture of John there in the first place. So yeah, nice to find. I'll definitely try and get the other, if like things like Walls and Bridges come out in the future, which might be the next album, I'm not sure, but yeah, I'll definitely get that when that comes. And the Rock and Roll, and of course if they do all of John's solo career, I'll definitely upgrade these CDs. Okay, here's a charity shop find. It's the CD single for Elvis, The 12th of Never, which was released as part of the Walk a Mile in My Shoes, the Essential 70s Masters box set in '95, which was taken from a rehearsal in August 1974. And on the CD you also get Walk a Mile in My Shoes from 1970 and Burning Love from 1972. So this was really released to promote that box set, but nice to get the CD single of it. Found this in a charity shop. Aretha Franklin's 20 Greatest Hits. Now, Aretha, you know, the Queen of Soul, really, really good voice. She's got a lot of great songs. So I wanted to get the greatest hits of Aretha. Of course, you get the hits like Respect, Say a Little A Sailor Pair Respect, I think, which was in the Blues Brothers film as well. Don't Play That Song, which Bruce Springsteen covered on the Only the Strong Survive album. So, yeah, a bit of Aretha for the collection there. Went and saw the film that was out about her a few years ago, Respect, which Jennifer Hudson played. That was a really good biopic film that I saw. Found it at a charity shop in Largs. Peachtree Road, Elton John. Now, I have the original version from 2004, but this is the 2005 edition with a few extra bonus tracks. I'm going to probably keep both in my collection, just for the collection, really. So yeah, nice to have that. Probably one of my favourite latter day Elton albums, I would say. Definitely one of his strongest latter day albums. Got this on Amazon around about the time of my birthday. Bob Dylan, Springtime in New York, the bootleg series, volume 16, 1980 to 1985. Some great versions and alternate takes from like the Shot of Love, Infidels and Empire Burlesque era. So really cool alternate versions and some unreleased material as well, which is really cool there. With the bootleg series, as usual, you get the nice big thick booklet, which is like pictures and information about the tracks, when they were recorded, when they come out, and the musicians on the sessions as well, which is quite nice. And you get these two CDs. So here's disc one. Let's check there. And they all look like this. And yeah, some really good versions on this CD, and this is probably one of the best of this series of the bootleg series. Definitely up there with Volume 4, with the Royal Albert Hall the Manchester concert from '66, the Philharmonic Hall show from '64. Yeah, '64. So yeah, some really great releases from that series. Bought this on Amazon. I heard the song of this when it came out, and for me, this is probably my favourite album to come out this year. I really enjoyed this album. It's Ben Montench's album, The Melancholy Season. Of course, the keyboards from Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Yeah, really, really great album. Really like the title track, Rattle, If She Knew, I Will Not Fall You Down, Under the Starlight, Wobbles, like Crystal, You Again, The Driving Man, and Dallas. So brilliant, brilliant album. Sadly though, my copy's got a bit of water damage because I was carrying it in a bag to the radio studio. My water bottle leaked out. Yeah, but I've since replaced this CD now. So there we go. And I pre-ordered this, but it came out in like end of June. Bruce Springsteen Lost and Found, selections from the Lost albums, the Tracks 2 box set, which I now have as well. So yeah, I don't know if I really need this CD now, but you know, it's nice to have for the collection, because I've also got the Highlights album on vinyl, which I'll show in part 2. But yeah, some pretty good selections they picked on here, but there's some I maybe would have switched and picked, given that I've heard the Lost albums in their entirety. There are some songs I maybe would have switched out, some that I might have put on instead, but still some really, really great tracks they selected for this one. Then I was up in England in the start of July, staying with my aunt and uncle in Northumbria, and we went to some of the charity shops there. Here's Elton John Love Songs. Now I have this on vinyl, but this has got a different cover, and this is on the Rocket record label, as opposed to a label called TV Records that mine's on, but still nice to find that one. That was cheap. I got these ones from a record shop in Newcastle. Ringo, What's My Name, his 2019 album. Ringo CDs aren't always the easiest to come by, but I saw it and I thought, yeah, definitely going to get it, and I'm definitely going to try and get complete on my Ringo CDs, because these CDs are not always easiest to find for a decent price. So if I ever see one, or any of his albums for a decent price, then yeah, I'll definitely pick them up. So I don't have that many Ringo stuff. I have a few vinyls, a few CDs, but not nearly everything yet. I have them all like digitally, but I'll definitely try and get CD copies of them. Then we get Elvis, the Alternate Aloha. This is, of course, the rehearsal show of the Aloha from Hawaii satellite concert. This is the original mix from 1988. I do have the 50th anniversary deluxe edition remix from a couple of years ago, and I definitely prefer the 50th anniversary mix over this. This one, the kind of mixing was a bit not as good. Sometimes it sounded as if Elvis was in another, was quite further away, and the band are like in the front, and and Elvis is quite like further back, further away. You can't really hear him that well, but still nice to have for the collection. Here's Johnny Cash, Personal File. This is a 2006 release of like demo songs from like the 70s through to the 80s, and it was kind of the start of this bootleg series. But although this was later re-released as Bootleg Volume 1, so it's nice to get the original version. And I quite like the design. A slipcase, picture of Johnny, and there's like a tape box design of like the House of Cash recording studio, which is his own studio, I think. Discs a little bit. But there's the 2 discs, and you get a book in there, which is nice. I got this in a charity shop in Gosforth when we went there. Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds. This is the 2017 album Who Built the Moon. So yeah, quite nice to find Noel Gallagher solo CD. I actually have quite a few of the Noel and Liam solo CDs and albums and vinyl, but I'm definitely going to find the others if I get them. And then I find this in a charity shop in a place called Concept, because we went there just before I went to see a George Harrison tribute show with my uncle. Really good tribute band. The John Denver, and I found this in a charity shop with my aunt, the John Denver Collection. John Denver's greatest hits, can't go wrong there. Some really good songs like Annie's Song, Take Me Home Country Roads, Rocky Mountain High, Calypso, Leaving on a Jet Plane. So yeah, can't beat a bit of John Denver. Really good songs there. I got these 2 online on Amazon when I came back. Johnny Cash Bootleg Volume 3. I have Volume 1, and I just showed there, and I have Volume 2, which I got for Christmas last year. But I wanted to get the other 2 volumes, so I did. And here's Volume 3. Live Around the World. This is like live recordings from 56 to 79. It's quite nice and cool there. I like that design with all the ticket stubs for like Johnny's concerts through the years. And Volume 4, The Soul of Truth, which is like a gospel thing, I think, this album. Released in 2012. Volume 3 was released in 2011. Travis, The Boy With No Name. I found this in one of my Socrates charity shops, released in 2007. The only one I know is Closer, and that's a really, really good song. Probably my favourite Travis songs there. Yeah, this one was released in 2007. Yeah, big Travis fan, got a lot of their albums, and yeah, big fan. Got this too from my record shop from Soul Coats. Bob Dylan, Hard Rain. Don't have this one on vinyl yet, but still nice to find. Live album from 1976, I think. Yeah, 1976. Back. And Bob Dylan at Budokan. Have this one on vinyl, but nice to find the CD of it. From 1978. Yeah, definitely working on my Bob Dylan collection still. Oh, the CDs are falling over, just bear with me. That'll do fine. Got these 2 online on Amazon. Van Halen, Live in Dallas, 1991. This is the free show from the Unlawful Carnal Knowledge tour, which they did because when Van Halen played in Dallas in '88, Sammy Hagar's voice gave out during the was that show, and they said the next time we come to Dallas, we're going to play a free show, and they kept their promise, and they played a free concert. Really good live show. It's mostly all the kind of Sammy stuff, but you do get a David Lee Roth song on here. You do get Panama, and you do get a solo Sammy track called There's Only One Way to Rock and I Can't Drive 55. But yeah, really, really good live performance. I know it's a short show, but still really good. But they did return to Dallas on the tour for the month after that show. We get Elton John and Ray Cooper, percussionist, live from the Rainbow Theatre. This is like a solo show from '77. It was originally a Record Store Day release, but they did put it out as a generic release, which is good. I haven't heard this one yet to get this one on vinyl though, but I'll definitely do it at some point. I got this on Amazon as well. The John Lennon Plastic Ono Band Ultimate Mixes album. So you get the singles on here as well as the original album and some bonus alternate takes, which is very cool that they did that as well. And they reproduced the original vinyl label quite nicely. And you get a sort of poster thing saying "War is over if you want it," which of course was the Happy Christmas "War is over" song, and of course the booklet. So yeah, that's kind of me now up to date with the Lennon reissues. I did get the I can't say the word. I did recently get the John Lennon Paris the People live concert CD with the New York City concert from 1972 on CD. I have the original album on vinyl, so that's why I didn't bother that one. So yeah, really cool. And I got this from a charity shop in Salford, so I was really pleased to get this one. It's another one of the Elvis FTD CDs. This is Easter Special. This is like mostly the gospel songs, session takes, but still really, really nice to own this. Definitely still, I'm always keeping my eye out for the Elvis FTDs because you can get them, but they're quite expensive at times. But I have had a few instances where I've been quite lucky to find them in the charity shop in the last year, and I'm still hopeful that more will be found. And I pre-ordered this when it was announced. The Who live at the Oval, 1971 concert from the. I think it's like, I'm not too sure where it is. I'll need to look and see what the booklet says. But this is like down mix from the original tapes. This was at the Oval Cricket Ground in Kennington, London. So in 1971. So that's quite cool there. And a little bit of a short show. There are some songs from the cover songs, but it's kind of mostly Who's Next material, because I think that was the album that was kind of out at that time. There's the songs that you can see there. You can pause it and have a look. So yeah, there we are. I bought these two CD singles on Amazon. The Beatles Free as a Bird and the Real Love CD singles. Bought them after the anthology collection was announced, which I'm going to save up and buy the vinyl versions of when I get the money for it. And there's the song. So we get Free as a Bird. Then we get I Saw Her Standing There, take 9. And then This Boy, edit of takes 12 and 13. And then Christmas Time Is Here Again, which is one of the which was the 67 Beatles fan club Christmas record flexi disc, which they did every year at Christmas from 63 to 69. And then Real Love, the CD single, has Real Love, Babies in Black from the Hollywood Bowl 65 concert, Yellow Submarine, a remix, and Here, There and Everywhere, and edits of takes 7 and 13. So that's quite cool there. Then they went to missing in Glasgow a few times in the last wee while because I was at as I said, at the radio course in Govan. The Everly Brothers, Some Hearts. Lucky to find this one on CD. Quite difficult to get hold of the Mercury stuff on CD, but I've got them all those ones on vinyl, even this album. One of my kind of favourite Everly's albums, and probably my favourites of theirs that they did, as I say. Yeah, really good album. 88. Then we get Paul McCartney's The Russian album. This is, of course, the 2019 re-release. I have this album on vinyl. I know this is not like a favourite of Paul's back catalogue, but it's one that I have to complete the collection, CD collection of Paul McCartney. Yeah, I've lot of them on vinyl, but let's find this CDs. Then we get the Everly Brothers. It's Everly time and a date with the Everly Brothers. And my next final update, I've actually got another set pairing of this. That's like the first two albums with some bonus tracks, which is quite nice. I've got like the pairing of the Sings Country, Great Country Hits albums and Gone Gone Gone, and I have another pairing of these albums which I'll show in the next final update. Then we get the Best of Everly Brothers Rare Solo Classics. This is, of course, I think solo tracks from both Phil and Don, which is quite nice to find. Not an easy one to find. It's not one I've seen all that often, but I just saw it in the shop and I'm like, no brainer. Two Elvis ones. Here's Elvis' second album. I have this in a little box set called Original Album Classics, but this one's got bonus tracks on here, which is really cool. It's the 1999 edition, and I have the first album kind of like this as well. But yeah, really good to find that CD. One of my favorite Elvis ones. The King Creole soundtrack, 1958, but then this has had bonus tracks, alternate takes of songs, which is quite cool. So I definitely hope to get the other Elvis soundtracks out there. I've got the Blue Hawaii one, and I've got the GI Blues Like This, but I've also got a one called Jailhouse Rock and Love Me Tender album as well, which I'll show in the next update. But yeah, definitely going to try and keep looking at him. Then we get Mika, The Boy Who Knew Too Much. I got this album originally when it came out, the standard edition, but this is a deluxe edition with a bonus track and a second CD of a live concert from the Sadler's Wells Theatre in London. So I definitely wanted to get that, given that it was there. So I thought, yeah, I'll definitely pick that one up. Got the CD on Amazon, Roy Orbison Love Songs. Of course, wearing my Roy Orbison t-shirt today. In fact, today is the anniversary of Roy's passing, December 6, 1988, so 37 years since he passed away. So yeah, a little bit of Roy here today. This is a 2004 compilation. Some really interesting track choices on here, I would say. It's kind of mostly all the Monument years, but it's got a nice little cover of a rose there, which I thought was quite nice. And I got these two in my Sockets record shops, these CDs in my Sockets record shop at different times. The Essential Roy Orbison, but this uses the American track listing. I've got the UK one, the regular one, the international one. This is the American version with the US track listing. So I thought, yeah, definitely would get that. So yeah, nice one. That's from 2006. That CD. This is I Walk the Line, the best of Johnny Cash, 101 hits. I've got one like this for the Everly Brothers. But these all became as part of a collection, and for whatever reason, this seems stupid to do this, but the guy decided to write like his name, like David and B. Gibb in the year 2014, and years like this strange stuff. I don't know why he did that, but anyhow, it's all about the music I kind of buy these things for. I've got one like this of the Everly Brothers as well. Here's an unusual CD, but Elvis movie hits, and it's mostly like full soundtracks. And full soundtrack albums. So we get GI Blues, King Creole, Jailhouse Rock, Lovin' You, and Love Me Tender soundtracks, which is quite an interesting thing. I've never seen this before, but it was in the shop, so I thought, yeah, might as well. And I also got this little box set in the shop, Elvis the 20 original albums, the movie soundtracks. I'm going to do a video on just this soundtrack, these box CDs, which I'll show in another future video, but they all kind of look like this here, and they're all in like packaged just like the original vinyls. I'll show a random one. Here's Paradise Hawaiian Style. And they all look like that. So yeah, it's quite a nice little box set to get hold of. I'm going to show some box sets after I've done like the regular CDs. Here's Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, the Fox Theatre, Atlanta, Georgia, September 30th, 1978. This is from the Darkness Near the Town tour. It's a live radio broadcast. Really nice to good to get this this show, because I don't often have that many live Bruce Springsteen releases as well. I have the live 1975 to 85, the No Nukes release from a few years ago, and I have the live in New York City and live in Dublin. So I have like the official live releases and the Hammersmith Odeon one, but I also have this as a download on the Live Archive release. But still nice to have this edition of the show. Still nice to have this one of the well documented shows on the Darkness tour, as it was broadcast on the radio. So there were quite a few shows over the course of that tour. And I got a few CDs from Missing before we get into the box sets. Here's Elvis Presley, Amazing Grace, his greatest sacred performances, all gospel songs. It was still, really good to on this one, released in 1994. Oh, this is it. An inside a picture, which I think is from 72. I think it's from like Elvis on tour. Yeah, really nice find. Jean-Michel Jarre, Chronology, from 1993 album. Yeah, still like a lovely bit of Jean-Michel Jarre with you. And last one CD I have, Bruce Springsteen, Live at the Roxy. This is from the October 17th, 1975 show that was broadcast on the radio. The show on the 18th, Thunder Road, from that show was released on the live 1975 to 85. So this is from like the Born to Run tour era, which is really, really cool. So yeah. Now I'm going to go over the CD box sets before to the DVDs and 7-inch singles. I've got quite a lot of box sets to show. I just showed one of them just there to you. Just showed one of them there to you. Gonna maybe start with some small ones. Actually, I'll do it in order. I showed a video on this one box set, but I'm going to show it again anyway. Elvis from Nashville to Memphis, the Essential 60s Masters 1, the original version from 1993. I've kind of now got rid of my other editions, so I now have the original box set, which is really cool. Again, as I said, I've done a video on this box set, but if you want to see me talk about it, it's falling out. But if you want to see me kind of go over it in more detail, you can check out my one of my previous videos, which is what I did. But like I say, nice big thick book, just, you know, all the information and whatnot. And of course the insert that the 50s and 70s box sets come in as well. But I'll just show you one of the discs that I in the box. But you can, as I say, you can see me go over this box set in more detail if you go back to one of my previous videos. Okay, and the next box set I bought online as well. This is Platinum, A Life in Music, 1987. And again, I have this one already with the smaller 2017 edition. This is the original version of that box, which I was really pleased to get. Which means I can now part with my other box set, which I will do. I'm not sure if this was in the original box set or whether the person just decided to include it in this box set in their copy. But yeah, really pleased to finally have the original version. So that's a really nice box set. And I got this, of course I got the Elvis Presley Sunset Boulevard box set, which came out in August this year. This has like the 1972-1975 recordings at the RCA Sunset Boulevard Studios, but it also has the two rehearsals from July 1970 and August 1974, as well as outtakes from the 72-75 sessions. So yeah, that's a nice picture in the back. Just, yeah, nice box, little box set. I definitely intend to make a video on this box set. I've only ever heard the first two discs. I need to hear the rehearsal discs as well. And the booklet as well. Information and pictures. So yeah, nice little box. Kind of hope we get a little box set for the Elvis in Concert 77 release, and I hope we get some. But of course, Baz Luhrmann's just announced this new exciting project for the new year, which is Elvis Presley in Concert from like the Elvis on Tour, and that's the way it is. So we're definitely going to get some unseen footage, which is really cool next year. Then we get Foreigner 4, the deluxe box set. I have already, again, I've done an unboxing on this video, but so if you want to see me go over that, you can. Nice box set. With the original, with the album in a nice remix. The sound quality of this remix is just brilliant. The instruments are really clear, and you can hear them like brought up really clearly. So yeah, kind of makes you love the album even more in this new mix. So yeah, really great. You get some unreleased songs, alternate versions, instrumental rough mix, and some live performances as well, which is really cool. And the last CD I'm going to show you is, of course, this big baby. It is the Bruce Springsteen Tracks to the Lost Albums box set. Now, again, I have done a video on this box set, so if you want to see me go over that, you can. But yeah, I love the design of the front of this box. Just going to show you it very quickly. I'll just go over a CD very quickly. But yeah, really nicely designed, really great box set, some great music on here that we never thought we were going to get to hear. Some of which were complete surprises, but a lot of them we kind of have known about for like years and years. So yeah, this is how it kind of all slides out and opens. The CD's there. So I'm just going to pull out a random CD. So say I'll show you this one, Faithless. They all like booklets, and the CDs can slide out just like that, but a couple of them do have inner sleeves. Again, if you want to see me talk about the box set, you can see me talk about it in the just go back to the channel in my older videos. But I am intending to do a video where I detail every album and talk about every album, because the booklet in here explains about the recordings of these albums and the kind of what was going on in Bruce's career at that point. I will base it, and you can see me talk about this box set in more detail with my Tracks 2 box set video. So yeah, probably the best box set release we've had up to this best box set release this year, I would say. So yeah, still really pleased to have this one. I'm not sure what it would be now, but if you can get it for a reasonable price, definitely pick it up, because it is worth getting it. It might still be a bit pricey, but it's definitely worth picking up if you're a big Bruce fan like me. Yeah, so yeah, really pleased to have this box set. Oh, slightly. Tracks 2, The Lost Albums by Bruce Springsteen from this year. So that's that one. Go over some DVDs which I've bought in this period. Here's the deluxe edition, 10th anniversary edition of the Bob Dylan No Direction Home documentary from Martin Scorsese. This has some bonus features the original didn't. I've now given mine to like charity shop now, so the original's so nice to have the deluxe edition. Travis More Than Us live in Glasgow. This is from 2001, so like the Invisible Band era sort of album. So yeah, nice to have. And a few Elvis DVDs as well. Frank Sinatra Show, Welcome Home Elvis. So yeah, you get to see Elvis sing Stuck on You and Fame and Fortune. You even see Elvis and Frank Sinatra duetting to a medley of like Love Me Tender and Witchcraft. So one sings one line of each song. So yeah, really good to have that one. Finally managed to get hold of this film, and now have all of Elvis Presley's films on DVD as of with this. Follow That Dream. So yeah, I'd looked for this for a long time. I was never able to find it for a decent price, but I was in the local record shop in Salkits, and I found it there for a good price. So really pleased to now have this film. So yeah, my Elvis film collection is now complete, including a little box set I have just up here, the 14 film collection. Oh, something knocked over there. Yeah. And I have this is Elvis 81 documentary film. We'd like to get the special edition with the extended cut and the theatrical cut. Again, I need to try and find that one for a reasonable price at some point. But I've got a little box set with like 7 films, including this one. So yeah, found this on Amazon. Travis the Singles DVD, so it's all the music videos to the songs in the Greatest Hits album. And some bonus performances as well on the DVD, and there's like makings of, band commentaries and intros, so that's quite nice to have that one here. From 2004. Then we get Foreigner, Access Tonight, All Access Tonight, 25 live and in concert. So this is from their 25th anniversary tour from 2002. actually gone over the CDs and DVDs, so we're going to go over the singles, then we'll cut and do a part 2. The 12-inch albums. So these are all stuff I found in different places over the last few months. Found this in a socket chart in my Drossen charity shop, which has been closed over the last few months because of renovations. I don't know when they'll reopen, but it's been going on since like the summer. But hopefully they'll reopen soon. But anyway, here's Love in Las Vegas EP, Elvis Presley. Never thought I'd find this, but it's really nice to find this one. This is of course the UK title of the film Viva Las Vegas, 1964. Back mono. On side 1, get If You Think I Don't Need You, I Need Somebody to Lean On. Then side 2, we get Come On Everybody and Today, Tomorrow and Forever. Back there you got the advertisement for the Elvis's Gold Records Volume 3 album. It's on the RCA Victor label. So I found that one for quite a good price in the shop, which is really nice. Then we get some from my record shop in Sockets, some really cool singles as well. A Big Hunk of Love, Elvis Presley, and My Wish Came True. Some Beatles ones here next. The Beatles number 1 EP. I already have this, but without the picture sleeve, so I managed to find this one in the picture sleeve for a good price, and it's actually not that bad condition, which is quite good. And on the yellow Parlophone label, 1963, that one. An EP I didn't yet have, but Yesterday one. Not the original version, unfortunately, but still really nice to have. Side 1, you get Yesterday and Act Naturally. Side 2, You Like Me Too Much and It's Only Love, all of which were from the Help album. And these two are very cool. These are the original singles in their original picture sleeves. But Strawberry Fields Forever and Penny Lane from 1967. Never thought I'd find one of these, but it's still really nice to find this. The original Parlophone label. These don't turn up all that often, so yeah, I was really pleased to find them. Let It Be and You Know My Name, Look Up the Number. The original version in the original picture sleeve from 1970. No brainer. This is quite an interesting one, but this is a nice little orchestra piece that I like. The theme from A Summer Place by Percy Faith and his orchestra on the Philips label, 1959. I got these from my record shop at another time, but I'd had them put to the side for me, so I could till I could get them or afford to pay to buy them. The Roy Orbison It's Over EP, 4-song EP in mono, with It's Over and Born on the Wind on side 1, and on side 2, Mean Woman Blues, Blue Bayou and Mean Woman Blues. So really pleased to find that. The London Monument label. Now this is just in a plain white sleeve, but it is the Beatles with, there we are, you can see it, Free as a Bird, the 1995 vinyl single. It's a jukebox copy. Back to the Christmas Time Is Here Again. Yeah, I was pleased to find that one. Thought, yep, definitely pick that one up. There's that one. Dion with The Wanderer with Little Diane. That's a reissue, obviously. Bob Dylan, Baby Stop Crying, and New Pony, CBS. Brian Hyland, we know him kind of through Del Shannon, but this is one of his songs I heard somewhere. Sealed with a Kiss on the HMV label, and Summer Job. Let's Spend the Night Together, the Rolling Stones. This is the original version with Ruby Tuesday on the B-side. I have like a reissue of that one. Really cool one. King Creole, Elvis Presley, Dixieland Rock. Slade with Run, Run Away, and 2-track stereo, 1-track mind. I found this in some ones I got in a record shop in Hexham, which is a vintage little store. But I don't have this original single, but this is like a copy which I exchanged because it's in better condition from the job lot on eBay, which I showed in one of my videos. So Long Baby, Del Shannon, and The Answer to Everything. Buddy Holly and the Crickets with Buddy Holly, Maybe Baby, and Tell Me How. Buddy Holly with Wishing, and Because I Love You, 1963. Upgraders, I have this one without its picture sleeve, but I found it in the picture sleeve. Blues Brothers, Everybody Needs Somebody to Love, and Think, which is Aretha Franklin. Rest in peace, Steve Cropper, the guitarist of the Blues Brothers band, and Booker T of the MGs. So yeah, really nice to find that one. Elvis Presley with One Night, and I Got Stung. That's the original pressing, which is really nice. The Who, Substitute, and Waltz for a Pig on the B-side. I think that's the original version before it was like withdrawn and changed. Then we get Run Around Sue by Dion, backed with Runaway Girl. One of my favourite ones there. Here's Bob Dylan. Not sure what side is which on this, but you get Rainy Day Women, number 12 and 35, and Pledge of My Time, both from the Blonde on Blonde album, 66. Another Bob Dylan one, Knocking on Heaven's Door, and Turkey Chase. Here's Simon and Garfunkel with the 7 o'clock news Silent Night, and A Hazy Tint of Winter. This was released to promote the definitive Simon and Garfunkel album in 1991, the Greatest Hits album. So it's like a double A side. I think it plays the same songs on both sides. But there's another thing I just forgot to pull out, but I'll probably show that in the next vinyl update. But it's Michael Jackson, Black and White, Black or White rather. I'll hopefully show that. And I got these from record shops in Newcastle. Elvis Presley with Viva Las Vegas, and his version of Ray Charles is what I'd say, not the original version. Too Much by Elvis, and Playing for Keeps, again not the original version, still nice to have. And these are all Roy Orbison's, which is really cool. We have I Drove All Night. This is the reissue from '93 with the B-side Crying. This had his own version without K.D. Lang singing it with him, because I know they re-released that quite a lot in like different singles in the '90s, the Virgin label. Heartbreak Radio, backed with Crying, duet with K.D. Lang version. Yeah, really pleased to find these ones, because these are all quite not easy to get a hold of, but still really nice to find them. Here's one that I've never seen for a decent price, but all these singles were like £1 in this shop, so it was a no-brainer. I've often seen this for a really, really high price on eBay, but it's California Blue, Roy Orbison, with Blue Bayou live on the B-side. Yeah, really pleased to find that one on Virgin. The Roy Orbison and Emmylou Harris duet with that Lovin' You Feelin' Again, and Craig Hunley, Lola on the B-side. Not sure why that's on the B-side, but anyhow. And then we get Cry Softly Lonely One by Roy Orbison on the MGM label with Pistolero, the American version, which is very cool. The Tom Robinson Band, 2468 Motorway, and the version of Bob Dylan's I Shall Be Released on the EMI label. Really like that side, 2468. Got these two in a different shop. The Electric Light Orchestra, Roll Over Beethoven, an early single on the Harvest label, and Queen of the Hours, Showdown, and In Old England Town. This is an upgrade copy. This is in better condition than my other one. Percy Sledge, When a Man Loves a Woman, and Love Me Like You Mean It. Eric Carmen, All By Myself, a really good one from the 70s, and It Hurts Too Much. It Hurts Too Much. These ones are from the Salkits Market, which I went to one day in the summer. The Jacksons, Blame It on the Boogie, Do What You Wanna. Donna Summer, MacArthur's Park, and Once Upon a Time. Last Farewell, Roger Whittaker, and A Special Kind of Man. Let's Get Serious, Jermaine Jackson, and Je vous aime beaucoup, I Love You in brackets. I'm not sure what that's all about. Dean Martin, Everybody Loves Somebody, and A Little Voice. Gene Pitney, Something's Gotten a Hold of My Heart, 67. I'd like to get the version with Mark Almond that he does the duet with Where Did the Magic Go? And these ones I found in the job lot. There were some other Roy Orbison ones, but I forgot to pull them down, but I'll show them in my next vinyl update. Hats Off to Larry, Del Shannon, Don't Gild the Lily Lily. Of course I did the job lot of Orbison Del Shannon singles video. If you want to see that, you can. Hey Little Girl, You Never Talked About Me. My Wild One, two silhouettes in My Wild One. And these two I haven't shown it yet in the channel. I bought these on eBay after I got the job lot. Managed to find them really cheap. This is a really great one, because this is a real rarity in the Del Shannon collection. That's The Way Love Is and Time of the Day on the London label. This came out the same day as the single Mary Jane on the stateside label in the UK. Mary Jane got into the charts and this one didn't. But yeah, nice to find this one at last. We have Break Up, Del Shannon on the stateside label with Why Don't You Tell Him. Another real rarity. And I find this in a little bric-a-brac shop in Salkits. James Brown, Get Up. Feel Like Being a Sex Machine Part 1, but I got it for the B-side song, I Feel Good. Great one. The last single I have to show is Bette Midler, Wind Beneath My Wings. Which is quite nice. Got one there. Yeah. Okay, that's me going over the singles, so we're just going to cut here and do part 2, so we'll see, and do the album, so we'll see you in part 2.